Hello, everyone. My name is Juan Dodero, Giusto. I am the Regional English Advisor for the Educational Region of Turrialba. And today we're going to talk about the educational pathway and didactic planning for English primary schools for the year 2023. Pedagogical and technical guidelines for the implementation of the educational pathway in English and planning for first and second cycle. Key elements of the educational pathway 2023. Okay, first of all, number one, teachers have to apply a comprehensive test at the beginning of the school year to all the students as a way to establish a baseline and identify areas that need improvement in the development of the curriculum in terms of learning. Number two, to establish a set of strategies to recover students that are falling behind in the development of linguistic competences required for the grade level they are in. Number three, to apply the same comprehensive test in the middle of the year to the same students to evidence the progress made. Number four, to upload both test results in CEF software. Number five, to incorporate the three general competences in the lesson planning and the pedagogical mediation. Number six, to apply a standardized test to sixth graders in math, science, social studies, and Spanish at the beginning and at the end of the school year as a requirement for graduation. And number seven, to assess in a summative way first graders. All these pedagogical guidelines for 2023 school year for first and second cycles, you can find them on pages 30 to 50 at this link here that belongs to the División de Desarrollo Curricular department. Some aspects and documents to consider in the elaboration of the lesson plan are the following. It's very important to take into consideration circular letter DUMAC 0003-02-2023, which is a very important tool to guide all of this entire process. Number two, the teacher is responsible to elaborate the lesson plan. Okay, the lesson has to respond to the student's needs, context, age, cultural background. And in here, it is very important to take into consideration aspects or elements, key elements like universal design for learning, right? TUA, and all of those, elements and aspects dealing with curricular accommodations or adaptations, okay, which is very, very crucial for developing all of our students in the best way we can, right? Number four, the teacher has to cover the whole program, okay? Although the different units have to be covered throughout the year, right? Number five, time frequency to deliver the lesson plans in the schools. It is very important to understand that in our case, in our subject matter, English has to be, developed every 6 weeks. Some key aspects to consider in the elaboration of the lesson plan. Okay, the lesson planning template, you can find it as well at this División de Desarrollo Curricular site, right, where it says documentos. And basically, the main change we're facing right now this year has to do with the inclusion of the general competences elements, right? For example, where we used to have the dimension part or the section, now we have the general competences, which are basically three: responsible citizenship, life competences, and competences for employability. This is the basic change we have in our template. Key aspects to consider in the elaboration of the lesson plan for multi-grade schools, okay? Well, what we call escuelas unidocentes, right? Important to take into consideration that in first cycle, okay, 2 lessons per week are supposed to be developed, and in second cycle as well. Basically, the ideal thing is that students will go from 0 level to A1 plus, right? And you can see here the sequence throughout the years, right? And let us say that basically 2023, we're kind of promoting fourth grade, let's say, competences, linguistic competences. However, if, the potential of each of your students, allows you to go even further, you can move ahead and develop more concepts, right? It is important to know that to correlate lesson plan among scenarios, learnings, and grade levels when possible. This is a very important recommendation as well. In here, you can have, like, for example, the scope and sequence for first and second cycle, right, for multi-grade schools, right? Basically, for first grade and until up to third grade, we have the development of Unit 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the whole program, right? Which is a little bit, this is a little, some kind of difference in comparison to the academic, let's say, the the way we teach English in other schools, right? Same thing here, when we have key aspects to consider in the elaboration of the lesson plan for multi-grade schools, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. We have the different scenarios here, and basically we got 4 of them, right? Going from 3rd grade to 4th grade and 5th grade, okay? As you can see in the sample here. Key aspects to consider in the elaboration of the lesson plan for overage students. Well, it's important to know that there's a module to guide implementation of the English curriculum in this modality. The teacher uses the same planning template and the pedagogical mediation. Level 1 goes to 1st and 2nd grade, level 2, 3rd and 4th grade, and 3rd level, 5th and 6th grade. Now we have some key aspects to consider in the schedule for multi-grade schools and D1 schools. All right, I'm going to switch a little bit into Spanish here in this section. Las 2 lecciones de manera de lengua extranjera pueden darse por medio del programa Radio Interactiva o con maestro presencial. La gran mayoría de escuelas en la Dirección Regional de Educación de Turrialba tienen, digamos, son escuelas unidocentes, en este caso, y algunas cuantas tienen docente presencial de inglés, ¿verdad? Que también puede desarrollar su trabajo, obviamente, tiempo que él realiza el recargo en esos centros educativos. Entonces ya sabemos que se puede trabajar por medio del programa Radio Interactiva o con maestro presencial. En el caso de las multi-grade schools o escuelas unidocentes. En el caso de las direcciones 1, 3 días con 4 lecciones de 7 de la mañana a 10 de la mañana y de 10:40 a 1:40 p.m. 2 días con 5 lecciones de 7 de la mañana a 10:50 y de 11:30 de la mañana a 3:20 de la tarde. Los estudiantes asisten a una sola jornada diaria y pueden recibir asignaturas del plan de estudios que imparte un docente de especialidad de acuerdo con la disponibilidad horaria y de infraestructura. En este caso, se debe ampliar el horario para impartirlas en forma continua a la jornada regular a la que asiste el estudiante. Now, we're going to talk about a very important thing dealing with, the new guidelines for this year. Development and inclusion of the general competences in the lesson planning. Okay, first of all, in regards to this important issue, we need to ask the following questions: when, where, and how. Well, when? They are developed along all of the school year 2023. Responsible and supportive citizenship goes from February to April. Competences for life goes from May until August, right? And then competences for employment, okay, are supposed to be developed starting in September and finishing in November 2023. Development and inclusion of the general competences in the lesson planning. Where? Now we ask the question, where? Well, through the pedagogical mediation and other educational actions. During the pedagogical mediation, plan didactic strategies to favor the development of these competences through the learning goals and topics that match them. It is important to clarify here that it's not that you're going to be, as a teacher, trying to develop all of these important general competences like all the time. But whenever the curriculum, the current syllabus allows you to do that, well, you have a match there and you can go for it, right? Okay, that's the idea, right? And also through the co-curricular and educational activities, as we can see here, like things like bandera ecológica, juegos deportivos estudiantiles, celebrations that sometimes they are carried out in school gyms, for example. Okay, celebration of national days, festivals, special holidays, or projects, they can also be part of this strategy, right? In order to establish and develop, the general competences in the lesson planning, right? And how? Well, through integrated activities for the development of general and specific competences, propose tasks to be incorporated in the pedagogical mediation and in the integrated mini project, for example, which is a very important thing to take into consideration. Besides, we are given this guía de competencias that you can check out here at this link at the División de Desarrollo Curricular as well. Okay, how are we going to develop and include the general competences in the lesson planning? Well, once again, through planning and developing integrated tasks. For example, games, dramatizations, and projects, promoting one's self-care and caring for others, appreciating and respecting oneself and other people's attitudes and beliefs. And we're giving you here some kind of examples for developing competences in the lesson plan. This is like a kind of proposal, right? You can come up with your own ideas, of course, right? All right. For example, we have the general competence here for responsible and supporting citizenship. Then the specific competence would be a cultural competence, interaction, and self-expression. The name of the activity we have here, working together, and we have a description, a complete description of the activity. The teacher implements ludic and hands-on activities to promote social and decision-making skills. One didactic game is the treasure hunt, where learners play and have to work collaboratively. And at the end of the game, there's a wrap-up to express learning's emotions and feelings. The topic of the competence will be social skills and decision-making. And the important thing here to know is that the subjects that are being correlated are all of them, right? Not just English, but social studies, mathematics. This integrates some other subject matters as well. Example 2, developing the competences in the pedagogical mediation through the integrated mini project. This is another possibility where you can go ahead and implement and develop this new initiative for MEP, right? For example, we have an example of a didactic guide for the development of competences for supporting citizenship according to the educational pathway 2023-2025. Note that the task designed by the teacher can be incorporated in the lesson planning and in the mini project. This is an example how to do that, right? Here we have the general competence here for first cycle, first grade, second grade, third grade. The competence for responsible and supported citizenship, a little bit this description, what it is about. And then we have the specific competence, cultural competence, interaction, and self-expression. Okay, that once again, the definition or the important aspects we're trying to convey, we're trying to achieve through that. The theme, the scenario here, and the linguistic competences that we're also promoting here, right? Integration, oral and reading comprehension, and oral and written production competences from the unit studied. And some suggested tasks, pedagogical mediation, and the integrated mini project. In this column here, we have the name of the task, the good citizen I want to be, and the students discuss with the guide of the teacher what being a good citizen or student means. They brainstorm ideas and write them on the board. For example, respecting each other, being honest, being supported, taking good care of oneself, taking care of the school, respecting teachers and classmates, respecting parents, helping the school, helping the home, taking care of my pets, being a good listener, etc. All right. And finally, we're giving you here a link to all the guidelines. Okay, and this site. Okay, you're gonna have the following elements, like some more guidelines and orientations regarding the action-oriented approach, aspects related to the development and assessment of the 4 linguistic competences, how to develop the integrated mini project as well, and the incorporation of authentic and text and the use of technology. Well, to me, it has been a huge pleasure to present this information to you, and I hope this is going to be a useful resource for your work during this year. Have a great day, and my best wishes to all of you. God bless you all.